So here to talk about video games and what I have been playing recently. Now, if you are familiar with my channel, you know that I am doing a series called the Double Down Challenge, where I am trying to double my collection of video games. But many people may ask, well, we know you collect video games, but do you play video games? And the answer is yes, I have played video games probably since I was either 6 or 7. I think my first systems were the Miss Pac-Man arcade machine and the Galaga arcade machine. After that, I went to Super Nintendo and pretty much worked my way up to what I have now. But I have decided to show you 2 games that I have been playing, maybe give it a bit of a review, and talk about what I liked and what I didn't like in this series, or in these 2 games. So let's get to it. So the first one I'll talk about is one I actually started this morning. I have played this before when I collected before. It is a lot of fun. It is Lord of the Rings War of the North. If you're a big Lord of the Rings fan, this melds perfectly with the movies. It actually starts a little bit before Frodo makes it to the Prancing Pony and meets up with Aragorn and Gandalf the Grey and all that. And it is a fun, enjoyable hack and slash type game, which is right up my alley because I love the Dark Alliance series, the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance series, and just being able to walk into a room, see that there are 10 enemies, and run up and hack and slash your way to victory is right up where I want to be. That is honestly the only way to play a medieval game like this. Dungeon Siege, Dogma. Those are all games that were really fun and enjoyable, but in some cases could have been a little better if they were just hack and slash games. Don't get me wrong, I think they added some things to it to actually make them enjoyable. But as this one is, just a lot of fun, and it is very enjoyable. Now you can play as 3 characters. You could play as a elf maiden. She is a sorceress wizard. She is a magic user, so she could do the healing. She could do the throwing of the fireballs. You got the human archer, and then you got the dwarf, literally just hack and slash machine. And if I've said it many times before, if you give me a chance to play a dwarf, especially in a hack and slash game, I'm going to play that character. I love playing dwarves. I love their armor. I love the way they look. I love the axes, and I love playing as one. So that was highly appealing. They have dragons in here. They have giant eagles, and the story actually really well kind of parallels to the universe that we already know, and actually shows you another side of the battle that we didn't hear about. So the only thing I'm not liking about it, and one of them's not the game's fault. One is I actually just hooked up my Xbox 360 that I bought from a Facebook Market deal. The Xbox itself works really well on Ring of Death, good condition, all that stuff. The 500 gig memory card that I put in there, it seems to be working fine. The only thing that I'm not a big fan of is the controller. It wanders, which is really frustrating because when you're trying to aim at one character and it swings you around and makes you face another, it can get very annoying. Plus, this one actually has a tendency to disconnect. Again, not a problem with the game. I will say that the targeting system, it can be rather wonky. And the screen, it doesn't always show kind of like an outside version. I kind of wish they do it's not a first person. I think it's a second person. If they did a third person, it would have been a little bit better, but it's still a lot of fun and a lot really enjoyable. Some of the aspects of it, the targeting system is very click happy. And what I mean by that is you could be uh, you could be swinging at one character and then you push the Y button to do the heavy move, and it turns you a full 360 and makes you strike the character that's behind you, and you didn't even aim for that character, and instead of doing the one that has been dealing the damage to you. It's also the crossbow that the dwarf uses. If you when you see the red mark, shoot then, even if it's not on the character. The buttons for the aiming are very off, but if you are even like a few feet around that person, the bolt will actually like curve and find the enemy. Some of the enemies, especially with the armored ones, can take over 20 rounds of ammo and still be kicking. In fact, you can see him looking like a little porcupine, and it's just weird. It's weird in that aspect. So, for this game, I would highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun, really enjoyable. Just like I said, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, this is a definite must-have to finish that story out. We will get back to the next one, which is Bolt Gun, Warhammer Bolt Gun. Now, I have said this in my last video of the Double Down challenges. It is definitely akin to the old PC Doom, Quake kind of shooters. It's very pixelated. The enemies, it definitely lends itself to being an old shooter. And in some ways, it's very beautiful. It's very nice. It's very enjoyable. Other aspects, not so much. One of the things I find not or having a hard time is seeing enemies from far away. As far as I know, you do not have a sniper in this game, but for some reason the enemy can snipe you from the darkness, and they're not even fully pixelated yet. It kind of looks like a blurry 8-bit cloud, shooting at you, and all you see is fire and brimstone being shot at you. So it is very much you have to get up close. You have to be very good at dodging, and in some ways that is very nice. In other ways, it's not very nice. I will say that this game actually has a lot to say about the folklore and the code and the honor of the Hulks that they portray, that you play. Big blue guy with a sword and gun. I will say that chainsaw sword, is a lot of fun. The guns themselves are a lot of fun if you can get them in the right order. And there are some enemies that are considered very challenging. But I will agree that with other reviewers of this game that I have heard, like about halfway through the game, which the game doesn't take very long to beat itself, but halfway through the game, the enemies stop becoming new, the guns stop becoming new, and it literally becomes kind of a recycled mess of point, click, shoot, point, click, shoot, point, click, shoot. There's no surprises. Even the main bad guys that you end up having to fight, you just have to have the right combo, a grenade or two, and they're done. There's no surprises. There's no, they recycle the enemies just as much as any other game. So, it does not stop you from enjoying the game. It does not stop you from having fun with it, but it does kind of become a bit of a drag towards the end. Now, I still have not beat this game. I admit I got kind of stuck on a one part of it, and I might have to go back to the spot before this, or my save point before it, so I can actually change up the weapons and all that. But it is a lot of fun and very enjoyable. So that is the two games that I'm currently playing, Bolt Gun and War of the North. Definitely recommend them, and if you get a chance to find these, it's worth it. So hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you guys would like to hear more reviews of different games. Let me know in the comments. Please hit that like button. And as always, guys, have a great day, and I hope you find some great games to play. Bye.